All right, here's the front of the current world clock that I'm in the process of restoring, doing the LED upgrade. This has the 4,000 lumen LEDs versus 3,000 I've used on all of my other upgrades. And I'm thinking this is pretty nice. I like the light saturation. This one also has one of the, I think, the best color in the map that I've seen. So this is a keeper. But let me just compare this to the 3000 lumen upgrade. All right, here we have the 3000 lumen upgrade. You can see it's a warmer white, if you will. And that's nice, especially if you're in a low light area. But if you're in an office or something else with a lot of ambient light, you probably do want the 4000 lumen. So this one also has really good colors. A lot of the world clocks the Howard Miller world clocks that I work on really have a washed out color saturation. I think it might be a water-based color or something because the UV seems to, I think, exposure to sunlight, I think, is what faded the other clocks. But anyway, wanted to compare the lumens on that back to the lumens on this one. So 3,000 versus 4,000. This one we're just basically testing and we're going to finish up with some things gluing on the back. We're checking it to make sure it's going to keep accurate time. Let me just switch to the back here again. So you can kind of see the brighter 4,000 lumen back here. And I'm gluing the USB adapter up there. That's the final thing. But this has the two circuits. The one circuit I always plugged in, AC cord that runs the clock motor. So I always have to leave the first circuit plugged in. But then I add a second AC cord that if you set the switch up at the top here, has two positions. One where you can run the light off of the circuit number one that runs the clock motor. And number two is where you put it in that position and then basically the light goes on and off when you get power, when you apply power to this second cord. Which you can do with a switched outlet, like I have in the basement. So my wall clock that I showed you earlier was a 3000 lumen one. Basically the lights come on when I turn on the basement lights here. And but you can also use a smart outlet, hooked up to your Wi-Fi. Anyway, so this is what it looks like just before it all gets closed up and the back gets put on and it gets hung on the wall. This scroll looks pretty good. It's in pretty good shape, and hopefully the less heat from the LEDs versus the fluorescent tube that was in here before. This is what they had at the top of the clock up here, kind of in the middle. And that was supposed to illuminate all of those little windows out the front, and it just kind of didn't do the job. So anyway, too much information. This is getting too long, but there it is.